Canada's biggest city, Toronto, often sells itself as a global melting pot, one which welcomes immigrants with open arms. Now, the city school board is marketing directly to Chinese families in the hopes of attracting more foreign students. They bring with them some fresh insight into China and some much-needed cash for Toronto's schools. CCTV's Kristiaan reports.
Every year, around 1,000 Chinese students relocate to Toronto to enroll in school, immerse themselves in the English language, and try out Western life.
It's a way to experience new culture, and it's a good way to study English because you know that I need to speak English all day long.
Toronto's school board has been actively marketing its schools to Chinese families from an office in Beijing in hopes of boosting student numbers. With foreign students paying up to $14,000 a year in tuition, they're an attractive demographic.
Toronto is fairly young at it. I would say that there are other countries like Australia and New Zealand and parts of Europe and to some extent the US that have been more interested or aggressive with this.
The visiting students either stay with relatives or a host family. They get to experience a different style of learning than what they're used to.
We learn here more by ourselves. We ask more questions and we investigate something we don't really understand.
And with the city's rich diversity, there's plenty of expat culture to remind them of home.
Toronto is an immigrant city, so I can find many Chinese people here and many Chinese cultures can be found here.
China is the Toronto School Board's biggest source of overseas students, and at a time when interest in their country's never been stronger, Chinese students bring more with them than just tuition fees.
They come with a rich background and experience from their own culture, and nothing is more beautiful than the culture.
Good morning, class. Today
It's certainly a source of fascination for their Canadian peers.
You'll see it happening in classes on a daily basis where, you know, students, non-Mandarin speaking students are inquiring about the cultures that the students from China have come from. And occasionally they'll want them to teach them certain words or expressions.
As the world becomes more connected, the chance to swap cultures is presenting itself more and more. And as these students prove, it's never too early to start. Kristiaan, CCTV, Toronto.